always find it amusing that a lot of people that I come across in my day-to-day travels really have no idea what it is I do or how the court system actually works in most states. And people don't really understand the concept of a bail bondsman. And there's been a lot of talk lately about the purpose of bail and if it should be eliminated or reduced or changed drastically to a government-sponsored program. And for the people that I help or that know me in the whole greater Ohio area, I just figured I would break this down so that if you do call me, you kind of have a basic understanding of what it is you're getting into, kind of a tutorial, if you will. When I bond somebody out of jail, I'm responsible for them, or anybody in my company. I'm their custodian. I mean, I'm basically the 1888 version of house arrest. They're released into my custody. I, in turn, release them into the custody of whoever the indemnitor is. When they don't show up to court, I'm given authority to go and return them to the court or the jail, usually the jail, because the sheriff has to hold them. And the reason this is such an effective method is because the concept of punching a clock or working X amount of hours, these are meaningless concepts to me and anybody that does fugitive recovery work, or my guys, other companies. The truth is that if you don't go to court, I will find you, and money is no object, time is no object, distance is no object. I mean, I have no qualms about tracking somebody 100, 200, 300 miles, sitting out in front of their house for 10 hours, going to their mom's house, snatching them at their bar mitzvah. These things are not obstacles. And, in any public system, you're going to have something that's based on more of an hourly and a punch clocking mentality, because that's standard government work, and there's nothing wrong with it. But the aim of a peace officer is to ensure the public trust, not to hunt people down. And that's a common misconception that your local police department is not your warrant squad. That's why recovery agents and bondsmen kind of have a unique place in the justice system, and the reason it is so effective is primarily because it is a self-motivated industry. Government has never done anything in a more efficient manner. If you look at any business that the government has insulated itself into, they've never been more efficient than private industry, because the government has essentially an unlimited budget with which to operate. So they're having a balanced budget, losing money, making money. These are not the aims of government service, so it tends to be very inefficient and slow and a huge bureaucracy. And I see no reason to believe that if you put bail in the hands of the government as far as pretrial release or these other programs, you would have the same result. And when the purpose of bail is primarily to ensure appearance, what you're going to get is a lot of red tape and nothing's going to get done, which is pretty much, if you've ever stood at the BMV, imagine doing that, but with finding someone or getting them out of jail. I can't, how anyone would want to put themselves in a situation where the Bureau of Motor Vehicles was responsible for your freedom or the timely processing of your paperwork. I cannot imagine anyone would want that. And that's essentially what you do when you invite government intervention in a privately run industry. That's why you see a lot of things like Postal Service and even the BMV being privatized to some extent to increase the efficiency of these enterprises, to make them a little bit more user-friendly, because customer service has never been traditionally or historically a high benchmark for any government agency. So if you're watching this, just consider this a primer for the fact that, I'll bail you out. I'll do it efficiently. I'll do it professionally and courteously, as will many other bail agents around the country. If you don't go to court, you'll be stalked, and there are no holidays. There are no weekends. Time, money, distance, these are not factors, and that is what makes the profession we're in so highly effective, and it is. And unfortunately, people think it's an anachronism, but, you know, the best example I can give is we still ride around on wheels, and they were invented thousands of years ago, but I don't see anybody coming up with anything that's a better solution to getting from point A to point B. And you could probably say the same about the American bale industry, because it is a, you know, a couple 100-year-old industry, but, you know, sometimes the simplest solution is the best, and that is the case here. So if you need me, you'll get out quickly, courteously, and professionally. If you don't go to court, you'll be brought back the same way, by hook or by crook.